Aurangabad has implemented it, Kolhapur has implemented it, so have Solapur, Ulhasnagar, Vasai Virar and a dozen other municipalities in Maharashtra. But when local body tax came to Mumbai, it got a rather rude reception. Starting October 1st, LBT will replace Octroi, the entry point tax legendary for long lines of waiting trucks, high cost of collection, under-invoicing, corruption and political intervention. Yet, Octroi earns the city approximately 7,000 crore rupees and an equally remunerative tax is needed to take its place. Local body tax will be levied at 0.1 to 7% on the sale of goods on a monthly basis. So all traders earning sales revenue of 3 lakh rupees and more will need to register with the municipal corporation and file returns on a half-yearly basis. They will also need to keep records for several years. Now, on paper, it looks deceivingly simple, but the potential real-life complexities have shut Mumbai down for many days. So why is LBT not acceptable to Mumbai's traders? To answer that, I have with me Arun Doshi of FAM, the federation leading the protests in the city. Also with us, tax expert TP Oswal, Maharashtra's Joint Commissioner Sales Tax, Mahavir Pendhari, Shiv Sena's Rahul Narvekar, Harshdeep Kamble, Municipal Commissioner of Aurangabad, Sanjay Sarnaik, Chief LBT Officer of the Kolhapur Corporation, and we also have comments coming in from Manu Srivastav, the state government's Principal Secretary in the Urban Development Department, and Kumar Rajgopalan of the Retailers Association. To all my guests, a warm welcome. Let me start with you, Mr. Doshi. Can you list for me your objections to LBT, given that nobody wants Octroi, everybody wants Octroi to go, so we won't spend time on that. What is wrong with LBT?
Local body tax is a draconian law. If you go to the details of the act, it will be a hell for the traders.
Give me some instances. Why?
Yeah. Now in Vasai Virar, I have been informed that these inspectors from the local body, they visit each and every places and ask for the smallest of invoices for tea, coffee or any entertainment to their guests. Then there are petty expenses and everything. Again in the LBT, it is not the value of the goods, it is on the tax also. And even when they visit this, they ask for the bank statement, they ask for the income tax challan, they ask for the sales tax. And these local bodies, they are the service institutions where they have to provide civic amenities to the people and maintenance of the civic amenities. They are not the revenue collecting agency like
so you've given me one reason, which is that it includes all petty expenses and is not just imposed on the good value. What else?
In Octroi, it is a NACA base where only on the invoice they have to calculate the tariff and collect it. Whereas in a VAT, it is account base where we have to file every in LBT, it is account base.
So what's the problem with that?
Every month we will have to.
Every month you have to pay.
You have to file challans.
Every month you have to pay and you have to file half-yearly returns.
There is a lot of paperwork. I think, see, you should not burden the traders with all kinds of this because you have to free his energy for trade and development of the trade.
But Octroi was taking up all your energy in the transfer of goods. If CNF agents, wholesalers and distributors who are bearing the brunt of Octroi and will now have to bear the expense of LBT or the burden of LBT are not objecting, then why are traders objecting?
Because, see, LBT is not restricted to only few categories of the people.
But they are the first category that will have to pay this, right?
Small vendors will be included. Your vegetable vendor who sell, see, there are 3 lakhs.
There is a return threshold, sir.
I will tell you. See, the Honorable Chief Minister, it was initially it was 1 lakh.
Your protest has moved it up to 3 lakhs.
No, of course, 3 lakhs, that is 25,000 rupees per month. So, hardly 800 rupees turnover per day. That invite your registration and you have to pay LBT. Now, vegetables are not grown in Mumbai. It has to be imported.
Consider a small trader, very small trader. Now, we are talking of mini trader, not even small trader. 3 lakh limit means what? Nothing. So how do you expect him to maintain the books of accounts? Income tax law also does not require maintenance of books of accounts up to ₹1 crore turnover. Presumptive tax is there, 8%. Now, if those laws do not require you to maintain the accounts, you expect the small trader to maintain the accounts? An impossible scenario. It means they should hire an accountant, incur the cost. They can't earn there for themselves. How do you expect them to pay for the accountant's fees?
So is it only record keeping that is your problem?
Record keeping is a major
thing?
issue.
Okay.
And if it is not maintained properly, the Inspector Raj will harass them.
I've got a list of objections from both of you. Let me take it across to Shiv Sena's Rahul Narvekar. Rahul, the Shiv Sena and the BJP, which rule the BMC here in Mumbai, did propose the LBT as an option and put it in its budget as well. You were in support of the LBT when the state government decided to phase out Octroi and phase in LBT in all districts of the state, including in Mumbai city. Now, why are you opposed to it? Because it seems now that the Shiv Sena has extended its support to FAM and other traders who are striking.
Well, first and foremost, let me put the record straight. Shiv Sena has always been opposed to the local body tax that is being proposed to be applicable in Mumbai city as well from the 1st of October. We have opposed this tooth and nail, and we've got our reasons for that.
What are your reasons now, Rahul, if I may ask you, given that Octroi is a draconian, dreaded tax that everybody wants to see go?
Octroi is something which is required. These are the funds which are required to run a city like Mumbai. A city like Mumbai does not run only on the grants which are peanuts given by the state government, if at all they give.
Which is exactly why the state government has replaced a local body tax like Octroi with local body tax.
Let me complete. So, definitely, Octroi cannot be done away with, or it's not draconian the way you're trying to put it.
Rahul, are you making the case for Octroi to stay?
Why we are opposed to LBT is very simple. Number one, LBT, insofar as Octroi is concerned, Octroi comes to the BMC coffers, to the treasury every day. Every day there is a payment that is received by the Mumbai Municipal Corporation. With LBT in place, the treasury of the corporation is going to run dry for months together till they received any grant in form of LBT. So there's going to be a problem of day-to-day wages. That's going to be the scenario insofar as the corporation is concerned.
So, Rahul, let me ask you this simple question. Are you saying that Octroi must stay and Octroi must not go?
No, see, what I'm trying to tell you is that local taxes of local bodies cannot be done away with. That's what I'm trying to tell you.
But they're not doing away with it. They're not doing. In fact, many traders wanted an enhancement of VAT to make up for the loss of revenue in Octroi, and instead the state government has respected the autonomy of a municipal corporation and said no, we can't do away with a local body tax, and hence we are replacing Octroi with a tax that is imposed by the municipal corporation and collected by the municipal corporation. I'm sure you supported that in the beginning, so why are you against it now?
LBT certainly is not alternate to Octroi, for the simple reason that it's most impractical. We've seen that in Malegaon also. The courts have given a stay on LBT in Malegaon. After LBT was introduced, there was a loss of 26 crore rupees to a small municipality like Malegaon. So you can imagine what's going to be the repercussion with a city like Mumbai. And in a city like Mumbai, if the revenue module fails, even on a trial basis, the repercussions of that on the entire city are going to be drastic and draconian. Therefore,
Rahul, I get it. I'm going to bring up the issue of the revenue model in just a bit. But before that, we have an opinion coming in from Kumar Rajgopalan of the Retailers Association of India. This is a separate association from FAM, and they don't quite oppose the entry of LBT. I spoke with Kumar and asked him why the RAI is not striking against LBT.
If you really look at the composition of Retailers Association of India, we've got people who are definitely large retailers, but we've also got quite a few smaller retailers. The only criterion for becoming a member with Retailers Association has been that they should be giving a cash receipt to every customer. Now, for every person who's already giving a cash receipt, it's never been a problem because they're already recording stuff and it's a matter of filing a return. So, we would like lesser returns to be filed so that life becomes easier for everybody. But if the comparison is between paying Octroi at the check post and filing a return.
Kumar, are you not worried about the many concerns raised by other traders in Mumbai city, including that of harassment or corruption by municipal corporation officials?
I think it's a matter of sitting and sorting things out here, because if it has to be done in the spirit that it's been spoken about, and I think all the indications we've got is that if and when this assembly passes this act, which is supposed to get passed in monsoon, if it does pass this, then there is going to be a methodology which is similar to the way today sales tax is done. So anybody and everybody cannot come into the stores or should not be able to come into the business premises. If a person is filing his return and the assessment is happening in some specific cases, and only in special cases if somebody is going to do a raid, then I think it's all above board, and we're all accustomed to doing this. Today income tax is filed that way, sales tax is filed that way, so I don't see a big need for a worry if it is passed in the spirit of the way it has to be passed, and that's the implication that we are getting so far.
Mr. Doshi, if the state government assures you that inspections will be done only with several safeguards in place, then would you be accepting of LBT? And if not LBT, then what else? Because the Shiv Sena is now talking about keeping octroi. Clearly, you cannot be in favor of that.
Number one, I will make it absolutely clear that since last 20 years we are fighting against the imposition of octroi.
Correct. So you want octroi to go,
no,
right?
octroi and LBT both to go.
So what is the option?
Because
What is the option?
Mr. This retail trader, they forget one thing. Every invoice above 500 rupees, they will have to have the name of the purchaser, style of his business, purchaser's business, his address, if he register, then registration number. These kind of details are being prescribed in this LBT Act. Every invoice above 500 rupees.
We have with us the Maharashtra Joint Commissioner of Sales Tax, Mahavir Pendari. He's been interacting with several traders from across the state to clarify their concerns. Mr. Pendari, what do you make of the issues that have been raised by Arun Doshi and several traders in the city, that there is too much paperwork involved, that there will be too many interventions by municipal authorities leading to harassment and maybe even corruption, and that octroi rates in some case are lower than the proposed LBT rates, and hence the cost of doing business will also go up?
If you go through the Act, the registration threshold limit is earlier was 1 lakh, which was raised to 3 lakhs now, which is now raised to 3 lakhs. That is the basic difference which we are going to make. Second thing is, if you are registered in Sales Tax Department as per VAT Act, your threshold limit is 5 lakhs. So whenever your turnover process an amount of 5 lakhs rupees, you are maintaining the books of accounts. If you are maintaining the books of accounts and filing returns, which is monthly filing return for sales tax, then where is the problem while filing half-yearly return with LBT? That is one thing. The another thing is, so far as corruption is concerned of municipal officers, then this raids and other things, Maharashtra government is already preparing a manual for how the raids will be conducted, like in sales tax. And right now also, in the LBT Act, if you go through LBT Act, then for conducting a raid, a deputy commissioner level officer is supposed to take the permission of commissioner level officer.
Now the point which Mr. Doshi was making is that an invoice of 500 rupees, you go to the other shop, the Bhajiwala shop in the morning, their turnover is more than 1 lakh of rupees, every shop, small shop has. Do they give receipts? Every person who buys the...
But isn't that something that needs to change,
No,
sir?
it is impossible. Is he going to
But
do
why is it impossible?
Is he going
we want
to keep
to
an
bring
account
more
and
and more people into the tax
There
net.
is no space for somebody to sit there and make an invoice and make an accounts and receipts, etc. He just collects the cash and puts it in his till box. Nothing else.
But sir, would you not, as a citizen who pays tax,
No, I appreciate.
would you not believe that all such systems must become methodical,
I do
eventually
agree.
electronic,
I do agree.
and that everybody must be within the tax
So
net?
therefore, let the records filed with the sales tax department be accepted.
One thing I must make clear, see, Bhajiwalas and all these small people, no, these are all exempted goods. If Bhajiwala issues a bill or doesn't issue, it hardly matters. The other things, other small traders, if they issue the bill, which is less than 5 lakhs, if suppose one doesn't issue the bill, even he sells on and above 5 lakhs rupees, 500 rupees, then still, whatever is his declaration under Rule 28, his declaration is accepted. And the scheme of Rule 28 is up to the amount of 13 lakhs. whatever turnover is shown by the dealer, that has been accepted. More or what we can do is, we can ask the government to give a summary assessment sort of thing. If suppose whatever return has been filed by the dealer, that is required to be accepted summarily.
There are instances where there is inspector with bouncers, 10 to 15 bouncers. They have visited small
What is the
shopkeepers.
solution? If not LBT, what is the solution?
Yeah, we want only single window under the VAT. We are ready to consider additional whatever percentage that has been mutually decided.
I
we are
put
ready
this
to
issue
give.
to Manu Srivastav, the state's principal secretary of the Urban Development Department. I began by asking him why the state had preferred to impose a levy like LBT in the place of octroi and not go the Gujarat route, which is to enhance the VAT rate by 1% as Gujarat did.
This option of putting a surcharge on VAT was also examined by the government, and we realized that it actually suffers from these two major drawbacks. Number one, it will actually go beyond the city limits, and it will actually impact a much larger section of population, and clearly that was not acceptable. And second thing is, in fact, whatever collections actually accrue to the state following the surcharge on the VAT, they will be first actually getting deposited in the consolidated funds of the state, and then through a budgetary process they will be given by way of grants to these urban bodies. So this will actually make these bodies financially dependent on government grants, which is not a desirable phenomenon. And therefore consciously a view was taken that we must actually replace octroi by a system that protects the financial autonomy of these urban local bodies, and at the same time keeps the incidence of tax on the same set of persons.
All right, Mr. Srivastav, I get your rationale for why you've picked LBT versus an enhanced rate of VAT, but you've heard all the concerns that traders have raised in Mumbai city over the last several weeks. We've seen shops shut for many, many days now. What is your response to those concerns, which range from additional paperwork, additional registration over and above the many registrations that they have to do, the threat of harassment by municipal corporation officials, the fact that business may become unviable thanks to some of the higher rates of LBT versus octroi? How do you respond to these myriad concerns that traders have raised?
As far as government is concerned, we are absolutely open for discussion on all these issues, and I would like to very quickly share some of the, in fact, amendments that have recently been made in the law so as to actually simplify the levy of this tax. First of all, we have in fact increased the limit for registration from 1 lakh to 3 lakhs. So small traders actually need not register themselves under LBT. Second thing is, we are also in fact saying that any search or seizure should not be done without the express permission of the state government. So this we feel will actually eliminate any possibility of harassment at the lower level. And in fact, the rates under this new system are proposed by the municipal commissioner and approved by the government. So in fact, our effort has been to actually try and ensure uniformity of rates for various commodities across the state, which is again not possible in other system. So we have actually so far in fact brought in certain category of goods under exempted category. Right now in fact 59 essential commodities are under exempted category, and they are exempt from the levy of LBT. So this it will in fact reduce the prices of these commodities, and in fact that will be in fact benefiting the citizens. So if there are any issues regarding the rate of tax, government is open, and in fact we can definitely discuss this thing and consider the feasibility of in fact reducing those rates. So that's not an issue at all.
Gentlemen, we're fast running out of time, and we still have many opinions to bring to you, including the success stories of LBT in Aurangabad and even Kolhapur to some extent. We'll get you those instances on the other side of this quick break.